Hey everyone, okay, so for this video, I'm going to be showing you the 80-20 technique for foundation, which is really based upon the principle that we can get 80% of the results with 20% of the effort. Now, a lot of people, we love the new way of foundation where you're layering foundations and you're blending it for an hour and you get this amazing Instagram ready skin. It's celebrity red carpet, Hollywood filter bollocks. You know what I'm talking about. But a lot of us don't have the time or the inclination to want to spend an hour and a half blending our foundation, and I can get that and I understand it and I feel that way myself. So I'm going to show you how to get really good results in a fraction of the time. So just follow along exactly as I'm doing. Don't skip a step. Then you can start changing things once you've got it. So let's make a start. Now first you need a mirror so I can see myself, because it's not easy. Get on there, you bugger. Now I still can't see myself. Who cares? So you're going to need two foundations. You want one that's relatively similar to your skin tone and one that's darker. The reason we're going for a darker foundation is because darker covers redness more beautifully than your own shade. Because sometimes you need to layer your own shades to build up. A darker foundation covers red more easily. Now I'm going to use a cream, but you can use a liquid if you want. So the first thing I'm going to do is pick the lightest of the shades, and I'm going to apply this right here at the kind of jawline area, so right about there. I'm going to add a touch of it just here at the nose and in the center of the face. So that's about it. I'm now going to pick the shade of foundation that's a bit darker, and I'm going to apply this to the bulk of the cheek, the outside perimeter of the forehead, and across the nose, because that's where I get red. You can also use your concealer at the same time as well. So I'm going to use a liquid concealer in light bisque because it's the first shade that I picked up. And I'm just going to dot this in this section. So next you're going to take your foundation brush. Now obviously it's better to use my foundation brush because it's heavenly. Link below. You're now going to start to blend first of all. You're going to blend the light shade to begin with. So I'm just going to kind of buff the light shade into the skin first of all. So I just want to buff it into the skin. Now you're going to do the same thing with the slightly deeper shade of foundation. So buff it and morph it into the skin. And don't be concerned if you start to, as I just did, move that foundation. Don't worry, move the concealer. Don't worry about it. You're going to be blending it in a second. So just work the areas of the foundation as best you can into the skin. Next, you want to take a damp Beauty Blender sponge that you've already pre-dampened. Now you're going to just do the concealer and blend that in. So just blend the concealer. With that done, we're not finished. This is where we kind of take things up a notch. Now take your damp Beauty Blender sponge and really lightly, for about 10 to 15 seconds, pat this around everything that you've just blended in. Now this may seem simplistic, but this will go a really long way in ensuring that everything is blended and is set. Now what that done is we blended the foundations to two shades. The darker shade will cover the redness more beautifully. The lighter shade will blend in with our skin tone more beautifully. Then we've used a Beauty Blender to push that into the skin further. And then all you're going to do is take a little bit of powder, get it onto the same Beauty Blender, on the back of your palm or hand, knock off all the excess until nothing is coming off, and then pat and set your foundation. And trust me, this will give you absolutely beautiful results in a fraction of the time it takes to do all of those layers in blending, because we've picked two colors, because we've buffed it into the skin, and then because we pushed it with a damp Beauty Blender, we get amazing results. And you can see here that this side is much more beautiful and much more perfected. And then we can go on and apply the rest of our makeup. And there you go. That is the 80-20 technique. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.